We keep telling you that the Austin housing market is crazy. It is. It's not changing. I don't foresee it changing. If you're looking to sell, here's some things you can do to make the most out of that sale. If you're looking to sell your house in the Austin area right now, it's gonna sell fast. So you need to be prepared for that. Reach out to me. I'll sit down and help you develop a comprehensive plan so that you know what to expect. You have all of your paperwork filed away before you go on the market, and you take the steps you need to put your home's best foot forward, because it still makes a difference. Even though buyers are out there and they're gonna buy your house no matter what quickly, you're still gonna make a lot more money if you do a few key things to get the house ready for the market. In this market, you don't necessarily need to do all the things that I might have told you to do a year or two ago in order to get your house to sell fast. It's gonna sell fast. But you still would benefit from staging advice and from really good deep cleaning. So make sure that you have a realtor who can provide that for you, who can help you figure out how to lay out the furniture in your room so that it really looks nice in photos, and who can bring in some light staging items for you to spruce it up so that you don't have to run out and buy a bunch of little tchotchkes and throw pillows and things to make your house shine. Realtor should take care of that for you. It really helps if the realtor knows the photographer and can work with them to make the lighting in the space just look immaculate. So really important things to do even in this market. And the reason you want to do those things is because you're going to make a lot more money. Your house is going to sell. It's going to sell. We have 9 days of inventory in this area. So buyers are going to come and they're going to buy your house. But how much money you're going to make is going to be largely dependent on the way the house presents itself. So some light staging and professional deep cleaning may cost you $300 to $400. But that's going to turn into like $10, $20, maybe $25,000 when you go on the market, when people come in and really want your house and are willing to bid as high as they can for it. First thing you need to do if you're considering selling is to figure out your plan for where you're going after you sell. So maybe you already know that. Maybe you've already got a plan and you need to be out of the area, or you've found a solution. But if not, if you're just thinking you want to sell because it's a great time to sell, you need to sit down, you need to get pre-approved for a mortgage loan so that you know how much you can qualify for and you can see what that will actually buy you in this market. Make sure that it's worth it. We need to work carefully on your timeline, because if you sell and then you need to buy, we need to make sure that we have it lined up to where you don't find yourself homeless in between. So getting that squared away first is really important, making sure you have a solid plan, or at least a few optional plans for where you're going to go next. And then the other thing you want to do before you go on the market is to make sure all your paperwork is squared away. So collect all your documentation on any open loans on the property, whether they're home equity loans or first mortgage liens, any back taxes owed, anything owed to the IRS, anything owed to the HOA. All of that you should be gathering together and presenting to your realtor before you go on the market. And the reason for doing that right now is because things are moving so fast that you don't want to have to be scrambling to find all that stuff after you go under contract. The contract is going to have deadlines for delivering all these things. So you need to have them done before you go on the market, just in case you go under contract immediately, and you won't have the stress of scrambling to gather it all up and meet your contractual deadlines. When you get ready to sell, it is extremely important that your house is priced right. In this market, you could probably price it for much higher than what the property is going to appraise for. There are buyers out there who are willing to pay more money for it than what it's actually probably really worth on paper. But it's important that you take into consideration what it will appraise for, because that can help you prevent hiccups once you go under contract. If you throw your home out there at a really high price and get it under contract, but then we have issues with the appraisal once you're under contract, the whole thing could fall apart and you could go back on the market. So it's very important that you look at the comparable sales with your realtor and understand fully what the home should be priced at in order to make the transition as smooth and hiccup free as possible once you go under contract. And kind of following along with that, once you do get offers, you're likely to get more than one. Many sellers are getting multiple offers right now, and some are getting 10, 20 offers. So you're going to need to be able to compare them side by side and choose what the best offer is. Again, this is where your realtor can come in and helping you. We talked a little bit about the fact that appraisals are coming in lower than what buyers are willing to pay. So you need to take that into consideration when you're comparing offers that you have. A buyer may present you with something called an appraisal waiver that says if the house appraises for less than what the buyer is planning to pay for it, they are willing to make up at least some of that difference with cash. Okay, that's becoming a very common thing right now. Some people are saying no matter what it appraises for, we'll make up the difference in cash. So there's different ways of doing that, and it's important to understand what that really means when you get that offer. But the other piece is to make sure that that buyer actually has the cash to make up the difference. I'm seeing deals fall apart left and right because buyers are running in and saying, yes, we'll buy it no matter what it appraises for. Then it appraises $50,000 lower than they thought, and guess what? They don't have the money to make up that difference. So it's very important to verify those funds and to make sure they're solid before you accept that offer and put all your eggs in one basket. If the appraisal comes in lower than what the buyer was expecting, then that's when the buyer has to bring the extra cash to make up the difference. So if it's $50,000 lower than what the buyer thought it was going to be, well, now they suddenly have to bring $50,000 more to closing than they expected, and that can be a really difficult thing if a buyer is not expecting that and prepared for it. So it's really important to go back and verify that what they're saying they'll be able to do, they can actually do. You need to get proof of funds on it and double check all the sources, make sure that those funds are actually really solid. All in all, it is such a good time to sell your house right now. You can sell without making a lot of expensive improvements that you would have had to in years past. But I do have to warn you that it's still crazy. It still can be a roller coaster even for the seller in a market like this because there's such a spirit of just insanity. What's the word I'm looking for? Of panic. There's a spirit of panic right now. And so buyers are throwing out a lot of really strong offers that have the potential to fall through. So we warn our buyers to get ready when they enter this market that it could be a roller coaster with putting in offers until they get one accepted. The same can be true for a seller. Be ready for anything. Please remember that the deal is not closed until it's closed. So approach each step with caution. Make sure you're dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's and doing everything just the way you need to and checking everything you can to verify. So just be ready so that you'll be prepared to make the best decision possible every step of the way and take advantage of this incredible housing market. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will see you next time.